A lot of people, when we are faced with times of economic uncertainty, um, where we're unsure of what's happening in the job market, especially, many people don't really know what to do if they are looking for a job or wanting to change careers or unhappy in their work and have been wanting to leave or even wanting to sort of move up the ladder. Like I think more people realize, or than they realize, kind of have a little bit of that freeze, survival instinct during this sort of time. Like maybe if I just sort of lay low, then everything will be okay. And maybe, I don't know. I don't know your situation, so I can't say for sure, but I do know how to figure it out. And I do know how to evaluate what's going on so that we can create a plan of what to do when it comes to our jobs and our careers during times of economic uncertainty. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's dive in. Stay tuned. I'll see you on the other side. Hi, my name is Sarah Curto. I'm a certified career and leadership coach, and I help people find their dream jobs no matter the time, where they work less, make more money, and finally feel happy and fulfilled doing work that they love. Now, in this training video, I am tackling an exercise that's going to really help you feel like you're in control of your career, going to help you figure out what that next step is. And it is part of a kind of series of videos I'm doing on how to navigate careers during this time here on my YouTube channel. So if you're new here, welcome. Let me know in the comments where you're coming from. If you are not new here, but you've never let me know in the comments where you're coming from and what your career is or what you want it to be, or if you don't know what you want it to be. And make sure you hit subscribe and that notification bell so you catch every video in this series. Last week, I talked about red flags. And what to look out for to figure out in terms of your job security at your current company. If you're currently working and wondering this and you haven't watched it, go watch it now. Okay. So this is for anyone who's interested in dream jobs, anyone who wants to be happy and in love or like with their work. This is for people who want to make intentional choices, but are a little worried about doing that right now. Because this is generally what I see is I see a lot of people who just want to turtle and just make it through. And that means if you're an active job seeker, you are typically willing to just like get anything. Let me just get anything. And then I can worry about getting something I like later. And I'm not saying that that's a bad plan, but I don't want that plan to come out of a place of desperation or feeling like you have no control. I want that plan to be something you have intentionally chosen because you are in the driver's seat, not the economy, not everything else, when it comes to what you want for your work and how you're going to plan for it. So, I know that after you're going to feel like after we've done this exercise, you're going to feel like you know what it is you want and what you need to do right now, and giving you a sense of clarity and what that looks like. So, just to kind of give you a sense of what to expect in this video, I am going to walk you through the exercise. And then I am going to walk you through some evaluation criteria, like what it may mean and what it may mean for a next step for you so that you can finish this video knowing with some confidence what your next step could be, should be, you'd want it to be. Okay. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of it all. First question for the exercise. What don't you want anymore? So this could be like what you don't like about your job. We can break down your day if you want. Where do you not want to work? What tasks don't you want to do? What culture don't you want? What people do you not want to work with? What type of management don't you want? It's like what you wish didn't happen outside of work hours. Like what it is you just simply do not want anymore. Next question. What do you want to keep, to add? So these could be in direct opposition to the above, like you don't want a micromanager. So what do you want in a manager? That could go here. Or it could be something you've had in the past and you would like now. So I want this. Or it could be something you've always wanted or even just now want. Or it could be something that you just love so much about your job and you want that. Write it all down. Third question. What matters most to you right now? Motivations change all of the time, and this isn't interesting now, so that right now matters. What does your life look like? What kind of workday, culture, stability, money, tasks do you want and or need right now? Like if you are the major breadwinner in the family and you have a pretty big mortgage, obviously uh, a really good paycheck is probably top of the list. If you have a micromanager in a toxic workplace, the top of the list could be, just not a micromanager, just a positive workplace. It's going to be different for everyone. And like, that's normal and that's okay. Like all we care about is what matters to you right now. Write it down. Now, I would love for you to share some of your answers in the comments. So let me know, what don't you want? What do you want? And what matters most to you right now? Share away. Let me know. Okay. Decision time. Um, let's dig in. I'm going to sort of go through each of the little things and the different kind of scenarios and what it looks like and what that could mean for you. I just really want to make it easier because I'm a career expert, been in this career space for like over 20 years now, was in HR for 15 of those. I just want to give you my perspective to help make it easier because I know we can get into some thought loops, and especially when our survival instinct is triggered, makes it so much harder to like know what the right thing is to do. And first of all, there is no right thing. There's just the thing that works best for you right now. Okay. So, I want you to take a look at the list of the what you do want and what you don't want. And I want you to ask yourself some of these questions. You may even want to take out a highlighter and say, can I do this or have this in my company? And anything that's anything that's currently there or possible to have, you may want to highlight just so we can, if you are a visual person, it might help you visually. So if you can have it in your job, but not your company, then you could potentially stay. But if it's a big thing, then you might need a new job. If you can have it in your company, but not your current job, you may just need an internal role. And this is especially helpful if none of the red flags from the last week's video have come up. If you can't have it in either, meaning you can't have it in your job, like there is no job in any company in the world that will give you what you want or can get rid of what you don't want, then you probably need a new career or maybe a big career pivot. Maybe you can have it in your job, but not in the industry you're working in. That's where we would know it is a pivot. Or maybe you can not have it in your job, but you can have it in your company. But maybe it isn't any sort of job and it's not a career change you want. Maybe it's just a next step. Maybe it's a promotion that you want. So those are really looking at this from the perspective of being an employee right now. So if you're an employee, let me know below and let me know if that helped, sort of the thinking it through how things could play out. So the options where you stay, or you try and find a new role internally, or you try and get promoted, or you think about doing an industry or career pivot, or you think about potentially changing careers. Or you're just also maybe thinking in an external search, job search. Now, if you are an active job seeker, you would do the same, but for your most recent position. So you could have a lot of the similar things. So obviously, an internal role would then come out. But if we are looking for a new job versus versus a career change versus a promotion, that really helps. Now, I want to talk through some like current life scenarios that could be happening or may happen in the future. So, and addressing some of the things I talked about before, especially if you're a job seeker. Like if you're a job seeker right now and you have no money coming in, so you have no severance or EI is like only covering a tiny bit, and you're so meaning your credit has become your best slash worst friend, like a frenemy maybe, then my recommendation is to employ one of two strategies. One is that find any job ASAP. And well, number two, laying the groundwork for finding a job you really want. Now, this strategy has relieved pressure from so many of my clients before that the groundwork can sometimes turn into an offer for the job that they do want, or they end up finding the job that they want, or the getting a job relieves so much of the pressure of finances and bills that they have more time and energy to devote to finding the one that they really want, that meaningful, that dream job. So sometimes this two-step thing really can be very useful. But I would really want you to go into it intentionally. You're not doing this. And like there are certain other strategy things that could come into play. Like if you're going too far below, like if you're a director or a manager and you're applying like 3 steps below, or you used to be a project manager, now you're going for admin roles, there are certain flight risk things that could come into play. But in generally, that finding a job ASAP, and I'm happy to help in any way. The Find Your Dream Job guide below will also kind of help on that, will help. Okay. On the flip side, if you are currently searching for a job and you have some money coming in and you don't feel like you're drowning, especially if you have severance and you still have lots of go on your severance, I don't think you should employ a two-step plan yet. Personally, I think you should focus on your dream job as a top priority. Maybe if you did want to still have that like safety net of another job, is you can spend an hour to a week applying to any jobs, but your main focus should be the work that you want right now. Like, just my opinion. So for those working, if layoffs have been happening, those red flags have been popping up, then it is time to start looking now. Now, I supported a couple of years ago, before the pandemic, a major insurance company that laid off thousands of employees. And some of them did find it difficult to find a new job under 6 months because of all of the competition. Plus, they were starting from scratch. And some had like no resume, no interview experience, no warm network. So I want you to remember that looking for a new job does not mean accepting a new job. So I talked about this in the red flags. If some red flags are going off, I definitely want you to have a sense of what it is you want next. I definitely want your resume and LinkedIn updated. I definitely want you to start reconnecting with people you know. Definitely want you to think, especially if you haven't had an interview in so long, thinking about how you would talk about yourself. Because then, like, we want to, at least if that were to happen, were to get laid off, I want you not to be starting from absolute scratch. I want you to have a little bit of momentum. It's kind of like turning on a pot to get the water just below boiling and just keeping it up like that. And then when you need it up boiling, it takes like no time at all versus from cold. It's like, think about it like that. That's what we're doing. Now, if there are no red flags that have been risen, but you hate your job, why would you stop looking? Because again, looking is not accepting. And I know a lot of people think the first one in, last one out. That is very rarely true. And I remember in 2008, October 2008, my best work friend and my sales partner both left. It was devastated. It was especially my best work friend. She moved to England. It was very hard. And I really wanted to find a new job. We were living in Burlington. We still are. I wanted to move to a company close to home, but I was too afraid. I was too afraid that if I got a job, and I was going to be last one in, first one out. I don't know if I said that right earlier. Forgive me if I said it wrong. It's a thing. Then I was too afraid of losing my job, but then I lost my job. So in March of 2009. So like sometimes you're trying to avoid a layoff, but you end up getting laid off anyway. So I don't think it makes sense to stop looking. Again, does not mean you have to accept. You can look for those red flags in the companies you're interviewing for. Now, if you want to progress, like you want to move up the career ladder, but you're worried it's not the right time, it is never a wrong time to build internal relationships. It is never a bad time to get some professional development. It's never a bad time to start being a leader in your position or the next level leader in your position, or to volunteer for projects that align with what you want next. Yeah, it is never a bad time to do that. So do that. In fact, you won't be turtling. You will be proving your value so that when conversations around layoffs are happening, they are less likely to want to pick you because everyone loves you. You give so much and they'd be crazy to lose you. So, in sum, if you want something different, I don't think now is the time to stop seeking it. You may ease off the gas pedal. Like that could be something you do. And a lot of people do that, but I would still move towards it. You may be getting off the highway and taking a back road, but you're still going there. Because I think it's always a good time to build relationships. It's always a good time to feel confident about talking about your wins. You can practice with your manager, your mother, your coworker, your spouse, your best friend. And it is always a good time to have your resume updated. In fact, I have a very video talking about why I want you to do that. The only time I think you shouldn't look for a new job during a recession is when you love your job, you love your company, and you love your work life. In those cases, just keep doing what you're doing, but those people probably aren't watching this video. So let me know. Let me know. What did you decide? Share it in the comments below. We covered a lot in this video. This is definitely a longer video than I normally do. We did a quick evaluation on whether or not you should stay or go with an exercise of what you don't want, what you do want, and what matters most to you right now. I talked through a whole bunch of scenarios and criteria and decision-making things to think about to help you make a decision. And then we got to the point of you making one. So let me know what it is and stay tuned because next week I'll be back here with another video on navigating this weird job market, economic, political, technological time that we're in right now. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss it, and I'll see you then. Take care. Bye. If you liked this video, then I invite you to join me in the Find Your Dream Job program, where you work less, make more money, and finally feel fulfilled doing work that you love. Find out more at www.sarahcurto.ca/CYLA. See you there.